Alrighty, so we should be live and we will be getting people joining here very, very shortly. So if you guys are watching the replay of this video, you can go ahead and flash forward just a little bit and get to the content, or you can hang around for the updates and the messages that I like to give out, kind of the notifications on basically what's going on in the digital marketing space and what's going on with our brand and new things coming to the brand. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. And again, if you're watching the replay and you're new, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell in the bottom right hand corner of this video, so that way you get all of the updates when we go live and do these giveaways every single week on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every single week. Seriously, we give a free course away every week. You just have to be here and pay attention. That's kind of how, so if you haven't been here before, when we do these giveaways, we essentially try to pull a question from the audience. So someone who has a question, we try to build a question around that to make sure you guys are paying attention and not just here to show up and, goof around. So that way, if you do want to win the mentorship, you kind of know what you need to do. I've actually had people tell me they take notes when they watch these lives now, so that way they can make sure that they have more of a chance to win. And that's really the best way to do it. If you take notes, you're more likely to remember something. So that's not just something to kind of consider for this live, but if you're not that type of person, if you think you can just watch videos and learn, I'm telling you right now, if you think you're good at watching videos and learning, try watching videos and writing it down and learning, taking notes and learning, and see how much better you get, because I promise you will get so much better at taking notes. So if you guys are not even taking notes but comprehending and maintaining that information, so if you guys are here, I see we've got some people definitely hopping in. So as you guys hop in, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button, so that way people can basically see this video who have never seen this type of content before and get the information they're looking for, or maybe people who haven't seen my channel. Also, do me a favor and leave a comment. Let me know your name and where you're from. I always like to see where people are listening in from and see who the late night walkers are, basically the vampires of the group, who are on here super late, just still trying to grind it out and get their business going. I'm actually going to hit record so that way. So, oh, by the way, for those of you, Top Ops, what's going on, Texas? Howdy from Texas. I'm guessing your name is Cole. Cool. Nice to meet you, man. Perez, what's going on, buddy? Zev, how's it going, buddy? Oh, dude, I'm a Florida boy. What part of Florida? I'm from, like, Cocoa Beach, like, just south of Orlando, if you know where that is. Dennis from Stone Mountain. I'll turn it around for a second. All my Georgia boys here too. Yeah, so I was born in Florida. When I was like 3 years old, the family moved us up to Georgia, and I've lived here pretty much ever since, except for 1 year I did move back down to Jacksonville for a little bit. That's where I always talk about my corporate experience with marketing, where I started my marketing career. What's going on, Kirby? How's it going, man? My dad is from there. I live in Orlando, man. City is beautiful. Yeah, I go down to Cocoa all the time. It's only like, I think it's like 45 minutes south of Orlando. If you're familiar with that area, yeah, that's where like all of my family is from. From the Bahamas. Perez is from the Bahamas. You lucky mofo. I wish I could say I was from the Bahamas. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man. Canada, dude, I really want to go to Canada so bad. I've heard Quebec is really fun. Toronto, I've heard, is really fun. I really want to get up there and check out Canada. It's on the list. Don't worry, it's gonna get checked off eventually. Renee is from Louisiana, and then we got Jerome, who was born in Jacksonville, currently in Daytona Beach. Yeah, if you know where Bay Meadows is, I worked, well, number one, I worked with First Coast News, so if you know Jacksonville, you know First Coast News. That's the marketing agency that I worked for. It's a news station, but every news station has a marketing agency arm, trust me. And then, yeah, you said you're from Daytona, so that's cool too. Wade, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, Wade's a good friend of mine. He's a personal friend. He's starting his journey now online. I'm super happy to be able to kind of help and coach him when I can. But Wade is a real estate agent. He's been a real estate agent his entire life, super successful, at what he does. And so he's now going to start teaching people different, not only marketing concepts, but just selling, best principles and practices to follow for people wanting to start a real estate career. And he's going to start his own online educational platform, like you guys have seen me promote my serial entrepreneur brand. He's going to do the same thing with his real estate brand. So it's going to be interesting watching that grow. I know Wade's a hard worker, so it'll be good to see what he's able to put together. So shout out to Wade for sure. Let me see who else is here. Steve is from Orlando. Steve, again, I'm from Cocoa Beach, so yeah, we're not far from each other. Anthony, also a realtor from San Jose, California. Yeah, dude, there we go. So real estate agents link up. I don't know why I just started on that. It's been a long week, guys. A lot of video has been shot this week, let me tell you. Personal branding course, by the way, let me do a little segue. If you guys are wanting to start your own personal brand just like this, or you want to start a blog, or if you just have a hobby or a passion that you want to start some sort of brand around, doesn't even have to be you on camera like this, but you want to build some kind of brand. If you are interested in that, check out the link below. There's two, really. There's the top one, there's the pre-sale discount. It's only $2.99 and only for like, what, 6 to 8, no, like 9 more days, something like that. Not even 9 more days. It's only $2.99 and then it goes up to $5.99 for that program. And that's where we're going to teach you everything. Maxwell Finn has sent me his videos. Ruan Marino is sending me SEO videos this week. Let me see. Desmond Glenn to talk about e-commerce. Patrick Kinney. Myself doing a ton of teaching on YouTube marketing, building a blog, building a website, and monetizing on an educational platform. If you want to know the step-by-step process to do it, it's not difficult. And we lay everything out in this course. We give you all the tools, the templates you need, all of the video training you need, not to only do that, but to run marketing campaigns on Facebook, Instagram, how to really build that brand and start making $10,000 per month. Just built, by the way, new websites are awesome. I knew this, but for the Serial Entrepreneur brand, we have pretty much doubled sales almost just from upgrading our website. So we are super pumped to be able, because that's good for you guys. So that means we get to bring you guys better content, better information, and put together a better team that's going to ultimately bring you guys just a better experience with our brand. And we're super excited to be able to bring that to you guys. So if you want to get in, again, it's going to go up to $5.99. Don't miss out. It's going up at the end of the month. It's only $2.99 right now. A lot of you complained because you didn't get the digital marketing school when it was only $200. Now it's $549. So just heads up, I have to put that out there so that way you guys don't come to me later like, Jordan, you never told me. And I'll be, yes, I did tell you. I told you plenty. So, let me see. We got some other people checking in. San Jose, California. What's up, Rodney? Debbie, what's going on? Austin, Texas. If we're already in your digital marketing agency, does that include the new trainings? No, so this is a completely new course. This is personal branding. We are adding some new training to the digital marketing school. That's completely separate. We're doing about 20 to 30 videos. There's a lot of videos where we want to do updates. It just takes time to produce these videos, guys. They're not something that we take lightly. We put a lot of effort into creating the content behind these videos and making sure that it's something that a beginner can take, intermediate level, advanced level, whatever level you're at. So that's why we like to, we take our time with creating videos, and we know that there's videos that need updating. Trust me, we are well aware of that, especially with our ability to create video now. We know that we're much better at it, and we want to do you guys right. And even though you've already paid for it, yes, you're going to get those updates when they come out. As far as the personal branding course, no, you won't get access to that. That's completely separate. This has all kinds of brand new content, theories, focuses that don't apply to starting a marketing agency. And that's what the digital marketing school is about, starting a marketing agency. Yep, I agree with Rhonda. Everyone hit the thumbs up button so that way everybody in the marketing space who wants the free content, if I've ever helped you at all, that's my one favor to you. Everybody always asks, how can I help you, Jordan? I don't want your help other than I love it when you guys share and engage, because it allows other people who are in the same spot you are to see the content. The more engagement you get, the more people see it for free, right? And that's what this, it's a free video that I'm doing for you guys. So if I've ever helped you at all, in the slightest bit, with any type of free content, please throw a thumbs up and a comment, because it's just going to help more people like you who are in the same boat find this kind of content. So I appreciate that, and I really do appreciate all of the engagement. You guys are seriously like the best. I couldn't do this without you, and all of the comments and love and praise that I get, seriously, it's what keeps me going, because this is like hard work, doing all of this video every single week. It's not something that's necessarily easy to, continually do. People always ask me, Jordan, how do you work so hard all the time? It's really has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with I have a responsibility to you guys now, and you reciprocate with all the love and feedback, and I really do appreciate it. So I wanted to take a second to do that. But let's get into some questions about social media marketing, because so far we've done the check-in. We've got a bunch of people here. We've got 26 people sitting in right now. But yeah, Renee, I just wanted to make sure you got that question answered. So yeah, I hope to see you in there, and before the price goes up. We normally do discounts for people who have purchased any program prior, but since this is the launch price, we're going to do the bottom out at $299. We won't go any lower than that. But once it goes up to $599, we'll still do some kind of discount or work out something for current students. So you won't necessarily have to pay $549 if you've bought the digital marketing school before. Galactus, what's going on, buddy? All right, so one thing I want to show you guys, a really great resource that you guys have to know exists, is this right here, this page right here. Serial Entrepreneur Academy, SMA, and Personal Branding. The reason why is, number one, it goes into two really important topics. We talk about social media marketing agencies and personal branding. So since that's the case, if you want free engagement, free areas for you to come in and engage and get, look, here's a whole conversation with me and some of the guys. I've spent I think I spent a good 30 minutes today answering questions on this platform and having conversation with people. Here's one right here. I know that we were sitting here having a conversation about this. There's a lot of other comments on here too. But guys, if you need questions or answered, or if you need help with your marketing agency and you don't necessarily have an open forum, every question, look, 15 comments. 7 comments, 8 comments, and none of this is spam, guys. I don't allow spam in this group, so you don't have to worry about it. As long as you don't come in here trying to sell something yourself, like this right here, I think it got blocked. Yeah, it did. That's a blocked thing, so nobody else can see this. I don't know why it's leaving it on mine now. It didn't used to do that. But look at 7 comments, 4 comments. What I'm trying to say, guys, is if you need a free resource, this is where you need to be, because, I mean, you can clearly see people are here to help. And that's what I love about this brand that I've built, and the community that we've built is everybody just wants to help, and they want other people to see success that they've seen, or they're aspiring to see that success, so they find other mentors or people to help them. And if you're not in this group, you won't get it. So just had to make sure you guys know that. I want to move my chat over. Goodness, okay. Making that really difficult. There's some of the pre-information for the personal branding course if y'all didn't see it. All right, let's get this back up and we're good to go. So what we're going to do is, until you guys get some good questions in there for us to look at, which I see a couple coming in now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through this group, and I like to sometimes go through questions in here because a lot of people ask some really great things in this group. But let me go ahead and look at some of these questions you guys are having currently. You guys can check some of this out. I recommend, if you haven't, again, go join this group, Serial Entrepreneur Academy, SMMA, Personal Branding. You can check out any of our websites or YouTube channel here if you haven't ever seen it before. But currently, you are at my YouTube channel, so you know what you're doing. You're already here. All right, how much pixel data is enough to have a quality lookalike audience? That is a great question, Jada Thomas. So, pixel data, I like to think of it like a survey. All right, so when you try to perform a survey or run a survey, what is your minimum sample size? It's usually at least 1,000, right? So that's what I like to look at. Now, that's not always optimal. So for example, if it comes down to creating a lookalike off of purchases, all right, purchases, you can say you have only sold, we haven't sold 1,000 more, over 1,000 of our products yet online, because we have a higher ticket item, and we just started this business a year and a half ago. So we don't even have 1,000 in that sample size for a list of customers, but we do have, I think it takes at least 100 to fill up a custom audience if you add a list in of customers, right? Or if you have, let's say you do it based off of the purchase event pixel on your site. So you can do it off of that. My recommendation is to get obviously the biggest population or size audience you can. I would say the minimum, the absolute minimum, would probably be at least 50 events or actions or pixel fires if you're going to use a pixel audience. That's why it's, beneficial to upload customer lists, email lists, lead lists into your Facebook audience manager, or ads manager really, but into Facebook audiences, so that way you can run those kinds of campaigns to those, or build those kinds of lookalike audiences. But again, the minimum is at least 50. I would say that if you can try to reach 1,000, that's really, you know, more of a, I don't want to say it's quality. It's more qualified. That's the word I'm looking for. It's more qualified of an audience versus, you know, an audience of only 50. What platform or method do you use for onboarding new clients? I run everything from Google Drive. So I run like my doc storage, my video storage. I create forms on Google's business app suite. You can create forms on Google. Like, that's why I recommend, if you have never gone through Google's business products before, you don't know what you're missing. Even if you're an Apple person, that's fine. You can download Google Chrome to your computer and you can use Google products. Like, do not let you using an Apple computer stop you, okay? Trust me and just check it out. If you've never seen it before, check it out. If you've used Google App Suite before, please say yes in the comments below. I want to see how many of you are actually have tried it out or are using it currently. Either say I'm currently using it or yes, I've tried it before. And if you didn't like it, I want to see why you didn't like it. You know, maybe you didn't know a feature exists and maybe I can help you out there. But yeah, I use Google Forms to onboard clients. Zev, what do you think about using social media marketing to acquire and retain top talent? Using that angle to land professional services companies like lawyers' offices and CPA firms. Any experience doing that success? What do you think about using social media marketing to acquire and retain top talent? Are you talking, so Zev, be a little more specific. Are you talking about helping attorneys hire other, or find and source other attorneys to hire? Like, I'm kind of confused by your question. Clear that up for me. Let me see. Jordan, I have a phone call appointment scheduled for sometime next week. We haven't set a date or time yet. How should I email them asking them what day and time? Matt, 2 recommendations, and well, I don't know how many it's going to be. It's a number of recommendations, but regardless, anytime you are trying to set a meeting, all right, the point I'm trying to make, anytime you're trying to set a meeting with a potential client, always give them at least 2 different days and 2 different time frames. All right, if you don't know anything about their day and you don't feel like prying into their day because you think it's going to be like just weird and awkward, then say, okay, Mr. Business Owner or Mrs. Business Owner, can we meet on Tuesday at 2:30, or can we do let's say Thursday at maybe 10 a.m. All right, and I want you to notice 2 things. I didn't do Monday, I didn't do Friday for a reason. Try to stay away from Mondays and Fridays if you can. A lot of business owners and businesses in general don't like to meet on Mondays because they're catching up from not being there on the weekend, and they don't like Fridays because they're more worried about going into the weekend, so they're not trying to pay attention to a meeting with you. Even if they do set the meeting, they're typically not super interested because, again, it's Friday and they're thinking about their plans tonight or this weekend. So I try to stick meetings between Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then try one in a later afternoon, so not 12. Why? That's lunchtime, right? Don't stay away from times that don't logically make sense, right? So not lunchtime. So we're not going to do 12, and then so we'll go like 2. And Thursday, you know, we already tried later in the day, so let's try and see if they're more available early in the day. So we'll do 10 a.m. Take that approach to it. I guarantee you'll have a lot more success. And then when you do any follow-up meetings, same principle applies. 2 days, 2 time frames. Has any of the documents in the marketing course changed after the update to the new site? Any new documents added? Jesse, not yet. So we have been in the process of building out our personal branding content. After we finish that development process, which we're almost done with, we're about 85% through. Once we finish that, then we're going to start shooting the digital marketing school videos. So time is pretty pent up for me until about mid-September, but I'm going to make it through it, I promise, and I'm going to come out a stronger man. But I will tell you what, it is something. So yes, a lot of people seem to have used it. Oh, nope, we'll try it ASAP. Definitely get onto it, I promise you. Wade's definitely used it. I know he has. Currently using... Jesse, good question. How can we use stories to promote and engage? I have been hesitant to spend time on something that will disappear in 24 hours. So Renee, stories are great, but only if you do it consistently. That's the thing. You can't just try something and after a month of doing it, you don't get the best results, right? You'll get some results, but you won't get exactly what you're looking for. Number one, because you'll probably be new to creating stories, so it's going to take you time to figure it out, like the difference between creating story content versus like normal long form or even mid form content that you post to Facebook or YouTube, something like that. But ultimately, it is definitely worth it. I'll put it to you like that. With our serial entrepreneur brand, we create stories just to drive people, because on Instagram, I don't focus on like other I do essentially I focus on Instagram and Snapchat for stories, if Snapchat is in the marketing plan at all. Which a lot of the clients that we work with, we don't work in Snapchat. With my brand, it works out well because we can target people on Snapchat. But if you're working with Instagram stories still, you have a 15-second window to get your message out and make it engaging, right? So you have to either that, or you have to create a string of messages consistently. So that can take a lot of work, right? And it's going to require that business owner's involvement if they really want to do it the right way. So you have to be the one up front, number one, to tell that business owner, look, we can run Instagram and really make it a great platform. You will have to focus on Instagram stories, which means you need to have some sort of face or somebody that we can use to promote content to where it's not just random photos and videos or photos that we even create using a graphic designer, right? That works, but ultimately you need a face. It's a story. It's for a reason. It's supposed to be more about the people with a business, right? It's supposed to be about the community, the environment, the feel when they come to that brand. So you can definitely use stories, but again, it takes a lot of planning behind that type of content, all right? Because it is content focused first. You can run story ads, yes, but that's a that's a different ball game than just posting like content to Instagram. That is a story versus running a story type of ad. If you're going to run story ads, you need to be working on remarketing campaigns that follow up with people who engage with those stories or take action on some of those stories. Oh, and another thing, I want to get a quick little like workaround, because if you guys have noticed, if you go on Business Manager in Facebook and you try to create audiences with your Instagram engagement, one thing you'll notice is you can't remarket to people who click on story links. That's a big, kind of upset, right? So what I recommend is this: if you can, work it out to where you create separate funnels, like landing pages for your Instagram account only. The same content. So if you have an overall ClickFunnels landing page, right? Let's say it's about buying a home, right? And you're trying to get leads for people interested in buying a home, right? What you can do is you can, let's say you're using Facebook to drive traffic to that funnel, right? But you want to start incorporating your Instagram traffic using stories, but unfortunately we can't remarket to Instagram stories, so why is that worth it? Well, here's the thing. If you create a clone of that original funnel and only use that funnel for Instagram, now what you have is Facebook pixel data going to that URL only that is Instagram traffic, because you only post that link on Instagram, right? So now you can actually build remarketing audiences based on those story links. I worked that out the other day because I was sitting there, I was like, how do I remarket to those audiences if I can't create, custom audiences around them? That's a workaround for you guys. Currently Google Apps Suite user and Mac user. There you go. Proof for all you Mac people, or Apple people rather. Hey Jordan, quick question. I've been wanting to start my own social media marketing agency. Which course should I enroll in myself, SMMA, or should I go for personal branding? What would you recommend? Start my own marketing agency. So if you want to start an agency, then you're going to want to go into the digital marketing school. Personal branding is for doing something like this, where you take, if you know about dog training or fishing or fixing cars, or you think you're a funny person and you could build a cool entertainment channel. There's all kinds of different personal brands that you could really build. Like there's fashion people, jewelry people, there's all kinds of stuff. Music is a personal branding, essentially. People who want to be artists, music artists, that's personal branding. So if that's what you're wanting to do, then that's what that course is for. Any passion you want, building a blog or a vlog or YouTube channel or some kind of content stream around your brand. Think of Gary Vee, think of myself, Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, Kim Kardashian, who else? Dude Perfect. We just created a video talking about all of these people and explaining personal branding and breaking it down. But all of those are personal brands, and they make a buttload of money just sitting there basically promoting themselves. Like, that's all it is. And don't let that stop you. Again, if you don't want to put yourself out there, like, you don't have to be a face, like, to do a personal brand. You can just create a brand, and it's just a brand. It's an online brand. Same thing as, I don't know, Game Clip. It's an online brand. They have online gaming platform, an online gaming platform. They sell probably game clip stuff, like related apparel or, I don't know, gadgets, whatever. I live in a resort town. Summers are great, but stores are closing in October. Would you ignore those businesses? They are motels, boardwalks, stores. So no, Benny, with seasonal, that's called seasonality in the marketing campaign. You have seasonal interests, and basically what that means is there are specific times when they have more sales and then specific times where they have hardly any, right? And that's really what you have to get about that business. That doesn't mean that they're not necessarily going to have any marketing. That would be, that wouldn't make sense. They still need marketing to live. They can't just, especially if they're off half the year, if they don't have any marketing, well, how do people even know that that's a business unless it's like local, right? Which I get that. Locals will know it's open, but that's not the only way a business thrives and survives. And I'm not saying it's completely tourist because I don't really know. I would assume it is, though, since it's motels and boardwalk stores. All right, so that being the case, they do have to promote that business. So what I want you to understand is two things. Number one, they still have to market their business. Number two, they make all of their money in that season. That means that they're in peak, like they're running day in and day out, churning cash in and out of that place, right? So that's when they make their money. Doesn't mean that they don't have a budget for marketing, though. So there's still stores to go after, but what I would say is don't build your whole client base around those stores unless you want to be seasonal, which I don't think you would want to do that as a marketer. That doesn't sound lucrative to me, and it sounds like a big headache trying to fit all of your work into a couple months instead of just, spreading it out over the long haul. Hey man, what do you think of Facebook lead ads? Are they effective for real estate agents? James, here's the thing, man. I have heard they're effective. I personally didn't like them too much myself just because I don't like the whole management of that system. I prefer to use landing pages like ClickFunnels and build out content that way and collect leads that way. I feel like you can build a more custom experience. Yes, it does help with the fact that you don't have to take them off to another landing page and worry about things like connection issues or them just clearing out before like they even make it to the next page just for no reason. It does remove that barrier, but at the same time, I don't feel like people understand lead ads as much yet. I mean, honestly, ask yourself, when's the last time you really went through a lead ad? You don't see them that often, right? So you're not familiar with the setup. So it's kind of foreign, right? And if it's foreign, it seems fake or scammy or just not secure. And people don't like that. People are still used to landing pages and stuff like that. And so, I don't know, I found the experience for me personally to work better with ClickFunnels and things of that nature. Jesse, you're welcome. Have you ever tried presenting at BNI or networking meetings to gain clients? Does it sound like a good idea? Jada, yes. BNI I used to do when I was in Jacksonville. I got my company to pay for my membership to BNI. It is rather expensive, but the cool thing about BNI is they require you to bring leads. Like, you can't come to meetings if you're not consistently bringing some sort of lead or a potential lead to one of the members of the group. And they only limit it to one person per industry. So like if there's already a social media marketing agency person there, you can't join that group. If there's already a, flooring person in that group, you can't join that group. They keep it exclusive. That way it doesn't get bogged down. So that way it's actually a lead generation system via networking. That's the whole point of BNI. That's why I love BNI. I also recommend Chamber of Commerce, going to meetups, but meetings are the best way. Networking is my favorite way to market. People ask me all the time, Jordan, how do you get clients? The biggest and my favorite way has always been going out and talking, meeting with people, building relationships, providing value to them, answering questions, giving them free information and time, because that's really what it's about. People really value when you can give them your time. They feel almost as if they're burdening you if you're giving them your time for free and you do it consistently and with, a happy heart. If you're polite and you don't mind and you keep doing it, I guarantee you, as long as you've done your research and you know that person isn't just using you, right? That person is going to pay off. And I don't mean to sound, Miss Scrooge McDuckish, but it is ultimately about the payoff, right? If you're going to networking meetings, you're both there looking for something mutual for both of you, right? It's not really using the other person because they're probably trying to get the exact same thing out of you. As long as there is mutual value being shared, everybody's happy, all right? I got your personal branding course. I'm looking forward to the content. Yeah, Pete, I saw you signed up for it last week. Glad to see you in there. And I know it's going to, trust me, I know you're going to love the content. We've been putting a ton of work into it. I got some really great videos from Maxwell Finn and Jeremy Adams over at Unicorn IQ. Some really great videos coming from Ruan, from Patrick, from Desmond. So trust me, you guys are going to love this stuff. I've built it to help you guys seriously get it off the ground and going in the next 4 to 6 months, to where you can start generating $1,000 to $2,000, $5,000 per month in the next 4 to 6 months. Let me see. What type of ads you do to acquire clients for your SMMA? Do you do giveaways? Perez, I don't do a ton of giveaways. We focus on value. Like, we focus on it's the Gary Vee approach. We started by building a free channel like this. It was this YouTube channel. We started building this channel. We started releasing content for free. We made sure that it wasn't half-assed content, because that's when people really stop listening to you and tune you out. If they can tell you're fake. People aren't as stupid as you may think they are. All right. Generally, people tend to have the thought like, oh yeah, people are dumb. All right, that may be the case, but I guarantee you get into something like this and you mess up and you do something where you don't really know what you're talking about, people are going to call you out. But essentially, what am I trying to say here? I don't do giveaways. We do a ton of content for free. We try to train and mentor and help people as much as we can for free. We send them through free email call automation. So we don't just spend all of this time like for nothing, right? Like, we create automations out of a lot of it. We take content that we produce on this channel and we use it to build other content that it doesn't require my actual time. My blog articles, my YouTube videos that are posted every single week, those are, it takes a little bit of time to create them. But once it's posted, it's done. So we create automation by adding essentially landing pages and funnels into every single video that we create. We've started doing this over the last probably 6 months, where every single video has an objective of some kind, or a funnel, or some way to collect a lead, right? So we're never just doing something for free. There's always some end game, either building leads, pushing someone to that next step in the purchasing process, something. But yeah, we don't do giveaways, because when you do giveaways, people think that it's just cheap. Like, I don't have to do giveaways because I have enough students who have taken the course and started making a good amount of money, or seen the results that they wanted from the education that I provided. So I don't have to do giveaways because I know the product sells. We've increased in sales every single month. Why would I do giveaways? We don't need to. It's selling itself. And then our audience is so dedicated because we spend so much time giving them free content that they love promoting us, because they know that we're going to keep putting videos together that they love. And if they keep engaging with me, then they get more free content. They get more engagement from me. Like, I actually respond to them, build a relationship with them, and that's beneficial for them because they're getting free training, right? So it's all about the free approach. Really look at Gary Vee's model on building a business or building content. It is super, super important to understand that the value promise, right? The value offer that you send to people, that is what's important to people these days. To trust you, to build a relationship, they have to feel that value. And if they don't, they're not willing to take the next step, or to look at your products and services page, or look at the reviews that your potential customers, or that your customers have given you, because they haven't trusted you up front. They haven't ever taken the step towards trusting you. You didn't give them that right. Let me see. Never leave it open. Let me see here. Okay. Never leave it open. Either never leave no as an option. Never leave it open either. Never leave no as an option. Sorry, that was hard to read. I need a comma in there next time. All right, where are we at? Let me find the next question, guys. Thanks. Yeah, okay, I think this is where we were. Thanks a lot, Jordan. Yeah, it's a tourist area, so then that's why it's a seasonal business area. That makes sense. Sacramento, California. What up? Dakari, one of those. Dakari or Dakari, let me know if I messed that up. Sorry if I did. Would you recommend starting your own brand, or working with and creating content for someone who is a brand already established? Debbie, here's the thing. Do you want a boss? Because that's what that would mean. If you work, unless you're their marketer, which is different. If you're marketing for them, then that might be cool. But if all you're doing is working for them, then what's the point in building your own business, right? or learning how to build your own business. The point would be really to build your own brand out of something you're passionate about. Dude, it could be drawing, painting, it could be DIY projects around the house, it could be anything. Like, seriously, there's just about anything that you can create video content on or a blog content stream on and find a way to monetize off of that stream. I'm working on picking up my first real customer, 3 Habitat for Humanity, and a construction company here locally. Heck yeah, Pete. Get it. By the way, tell your daughter I said hello. And for those of you thinking bad, don't think like that. She's a little girl and she's cute. She's adorable. She like watches my channel, and I think she's like 7 or something like that, so she doesn't really get any of it, but she always sits there with her dad and watches it. Pete's a cool guy. He always he tries to get me to say hey to her, which I don't mind doing ever. I think it's cool that I have a little 7-year-old fan, and she has no idea what I'm talking about at all. Yes, hire and find top talent, acquiring talent through a branding company by posting pictures of company outings and events, B-day parties. So yes, you can actually use Facebook to acquire talent. Tons of people use Facebook. They'll post job postings and promote that job posting. You can actually do that on Facebook. So yeah, you can totally do that. I recommend probably checking out LinkedIn first. I would say that's probably better, but you can certainly use Facebook as well. Actually, Facebook might be good because of the fact that not a ton of people use Facebook as a job recruiting tool. Most people do use LinkedIn, so you might be able to own the space there really easily. It'd probably be worth your while to check both. Do you know what other gurus are doing out there? So many other SMMA trainers constantly hit me up to sell me their course. Jesse, what do you mean by do I know what other gurus are doing out there? I think you might be talking to one of the guys I was or to one of the points I was mentioning earlier, but I'm not sure. But if you're saying that people actually hit you up to like sell you their course, then yeah, that's the thing. That's where you know it's probably not worth your time. If people are reaching out to you saying, "Hey, do you want to learn social media marketing? I have a course for you." Oh, you do? Like, that's not the way someone who knows online marketing sells a course, right? If they sell a course, they shouldn't have to reach out to you personally, right? I mean, does that make sense? That's good marketing. Well, that's not good marketing. Not having to reach out to people personally is good marketing. This guy is pretty good. He has taught me a lot in a short amount of time. I appreciate that. I'm glad I've been able to help. Really, I mean, guys, that's what it comes down to. If I can help you, that's really what I'm the most happy about. And quick interlude so I can stop talking and take a breather here for a second, because I know you guys don't understand, or you might understand if you have a channel or a video channel that you run personally. But when you talk like this all day, like this is, I think, my 11th video today. 11th video today. I did 17 yesterday, 16 yesterday. I did 10 the day before that. Dude, when you do this all day, it is exhausting. Like, you wouldn't think that shooting video gets you tired, but it really does. Like, it wears you out, especially when you're like high energy and jumping around and being goofy like I am all the time. It just takes a lot out of you, I'll tell you that much. But thank you, I do appreciate that. It takes a lot of energy to do this. But again, if you guys are getting value, if it's helping improve your life, if I could help thousands of people improve their life and make more money and provide a better life for their family, I'm happy. That's the biggest thing. It's not as much about money to me as I get a thrill out of helping other people see that they're worth more in life than just a 9-to-5 at a basic company being a desk admin. Like, if that's what you want, fine. If that's all you care about, if you just want to make enough money to be able to help support your family, then fine. But if you want a little more and you don't want to have to work as hard, like, yes, it's hard work right now. I understand that. I've committed to that right now because I know I'm 27. By the time I'm 32, 35, I want to show you guys these projections because I'm super pumped about this. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever used this. Really cool tool if you guys haven't ever used this before. It's called Social Blade. It's for looking at other channels, other like your competitors online and checking out their content, seeing how they're performing. Social Blade is dope. You definitely want to check this tool out. But I was looking at one of their tools that they have, and they take your growth rate in subscribers and they essentially project your future subscriptions, how many subscribers you will have. And I'll tell you this much right here. If in 5 years I'm at 962,000 followers, by the time I'm 32 years old, I will be so set that it does not matter to me how much I work. If I have to work every single day and I don't get a vacation day for the next 5 years, yes, that would suck. It would not be fun. I would go crazy, but I would find a way to commit to that because I know that 5 years now is worth being 32 and being able to do whatever I want when I'm 32 years old. Right? So obviously this is skewed a little bit. It's not necessarily perfect, but you know what I can say is probably closer to reality is this. Even 59,000 subscribers in the next year. I'm so pumped to see what this channel is going to be like, how these live events are going to be when we have 200, 400 people sitting on a live event at once. We're a small channel. We'll hit 10,000 subscribers in the next like 10 days, right? But we get more subscribers on, or more followers and people active on our live events because of the style of content. I don't know. I'm just super excited to see where we're going to go, guys. And I really, again, I'm super grateful for all of you that are here today because it's not possible without you guys. But if you guys are looking for digital marketing courses, personal branding, check out this website, serialentrepreneur.academy, and you can check out our digital marketing school if you're trying to start an agency. If you need help with your agency, the monthly mentorship program is for you. And if you're trying to start your own brand like we're doing right now with our YouTube channel, then that's what this training is all about. We also have tons of free training. That's our blog section. We have a place where you can start here, where if you have no idea about any of this stuff and you just need to, get some information to figure out what the hell I'm talking about, click start here and then you can go there. And we have tons of information for people new to all of this. Advertise on Facebook for job posting. Yep. I'm going through the course now. I'm learning a lot. Could I really start to make money on Upwork? I'd love to do this to get practice, but getting paid, of course. I know you had a video on this. Benny, so yeah, that's what I always tell people. Why do work for free if you can go on Upwork and start practicing some of those services and get paid to do it, right? You can't charge top dollar. Like, you can't go on there and charge $50 per hour to write email marketing campaigns and build automations, which that's not even top dollar, but you can't charge that much. You could probably charge $10 to $15 per hour if and only if you have some sort of training, some sort of guide to go by, because that's what we go into deep into email automation. And we're even updating all of our videos for the digital marketing school on email automation. We have completely new information we want you guys to be aware of, some new marketing features that you guys are going to love. So we're super excited about that. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You have to understand how to do it. But you can go on Upwork and instead of, working for free for a client and, maybe failing, you can go on Upwork, create a completely separate, business name really on Upwork that represents your agency on Upwork. So that way, if anybody leaves a negative review or if you do a bad job, it doesn't come off on your actual marketing agency website or anything like that, right? And then what you can do is practice and get better and do, perform better skills for people and businesses, get paid to do it, and then take those skills and translate them to your marketing agency. And then when you're comfortable running all of those campaigns, then you can start to do it for your agency. Like, you don't have to jump right into your agency, especially if you don't know what you're doing. That's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna help you. Okay, so do something to get the experience. Start a drop shipping company if you have to, or a Shopify store. Do whatever it takes to be able to practice the marketing and potentially find a way to make some money. If you're really comfortable, then do a Shopify store and a drop shipping store, because at least you'll make some money. If you're not comfortable, and if you don't even have to do that, if you don't want to do that, do Upwork. Become a freelancer. There's tons of freelancing websites. What I will say is, don't just stick to one freelancing site. If you can, get on all of them, because you spread your net, right? You get more opportunities to reach and work with more people, all right? So there's so many different ways you guys can start to make money and practice these skills yourself without, doing it for free or for nothing, right? If a RV dealership has 3 locations in the same state, should they have 3 separate Facebook accounts? No, they should have one Facebook business page, and you can go in on the business manager side of things and add in locations. You'll see it in the business settings. You can add in multiple locations there, and it will appear as if they have their own Facebook page. Essentially what it'll do is revert to the original page and use that page's content. But I do not recommend creating 3 different pages, because you can manage the budgets for the ad spend on Business Manager as well per location. So definitely don't create 3. I have a Shopify client right now, and so far they have gotten sales strictly from YouTuber influencers. So what's the best kind of Facebook campaign objective to run and decent budgets to start with? Just Shanika. So what I would recommend is this. Keep that influencer strategy going, right? Keep driving traffic using that influencer strategy, and then build, number 1, lookalike audiences based on people who click through and view that product and stuff like that, or add it to cart or checkout, whichever one's more valuable that you can create a lookalike audience off of. Replace that lookalike audience, or not replace the lookalike, but you can start to replace the YouTube influencer marketing with cold traffic lookalike audiences and ad campaigns on Facebook and Instagram, and then start to remarket those people who come through the original campaigns, right? It's basically how every campaign is run, but you can ultimately leverage that traffic that person is getting, though, from YouTube by creating lookalike audiences off of that traffic. How much did you invest to start your marketing business from the beginning? What kind of tools would you use to help you build original content? I really wish you were in the mentorship program, because if you were, you would have saw our training today where we talked all about creating content. But I'm going to answer this really quickly in 2 parts. Marketing and investing in my business, it depends on what you consider investment. My education cost me probably around, I'd say at least $80,000 to $90,000 between college education, buying courses, buying online training. But then I've also had one of my companies invest a ton of marketing training into me and sales training into me when I was like 23 years old. So, if you consider that part of the investment, then that's there. It's not going to cost you near as much to get the marketing training you need. That's why we built courses like this that focus on this topic specifically. And when it comes to, the equipment and what I recommend, at the very least, a laptop, try to spend at least $300 on a laptop. Don't buy anything less than $300. The computing power is usually really crappy. The processing speed is terrible. If you can, try to get a laptop with a solid state, because that's going to allow it to run and load information faster, which is ultimately better for you. If you can spend more than $300, definitely spend more than $300. If you can go without a laptop, because you don't necessarily need a laptop, especially if you have like a tablet or a phone or something. Not a phone, a tablet at the very least, so that way you can show clients stuff on the tablet. But if you can, get a desktop and get the dual monitor set up. It's just a lot easier to use. I'll actually show you guys really quick what this dual monitor setup looks like, in case you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sure a lot of you know what this looks like, but just in case you don't. Oh no, the webcam's not on. Okay, well, I can't show you right now because the webcam isn't. Oh, that's right, it's connected to another source right now. I can't use it just yet because the webcam's connected to another source. But essentially, I have 2 computer screens right here. I have a mini desktop right below. You can get used desktops that are decent for $300 to $400. Look up like old tech warehouse surpluses, office surplus locations where they basically buy up old office equipment and then they resell it. Those places have really great like computers, monitors, furniture, whatever you need for your your workspace. But all you really need is a laptop, a decent phone, like one of the newest like Samsung Galaxy phones or one of the newest iPhones will be fine. To start, I recommend from there getting something like if you need any kind of camera shooting equipment, stuff like that, and you want to do the video yourself, check out the description below. Towards the very bottom, we have like, actually, not even if you're trying to check check out video equipment, if you want any type of tools and resources that we use, like check the description below. All of the like software we use, third-party services we use, the camera equipment, audio equipment, lighting equipment, backdrops like this, whiteboards, everything we use is right below in that description. So check that out. And as far as creating content, make sure to check out my YouTube channel. We have tons on there about creating content. What I will tell you is look into keyword research and really performing great keyword research and keyword strategy behind your campaign. I looked up Ryan Hildreth on social late. He's going down, way down. Yeah, dude. That's why you don't lie to your audiences. You don't scam them for a quick buck, because they will turn on you so fast and your name is forever tarnished. He can never go under YouTube by Ryan Hildreth anymore and expect to not have somebody pop up and say, no, that's that dude who scammed everybody, don't follow him. So just be careful with what you put out there. Do you feel the market will be saturated with social media marketing agencies? Here's the thing. It's a two-part thing. Yes, it will be saturated. No, it's not a bad thing because most of them suck. To be straight honest with you, most people don't do the education. That's why they fail. They don't understand digital marketing. They don't understand how to how to sell it. They don't understand how to build comprehensive campaigns and bring it all together to where you're generating leads, you're sending those leads content to get them to consider your business, and then you're taking those warm leads essentially and converting them into customers. And then you remarket to those customers, you keep churning cold traffic in, and you keep building leads, same process over and over again. It is a system. It's like a cycle. The whole thing just kind of circulates around. Most people don't understand how to do that, and they're not willing to commit. Like, I'll even tell my students this. We provide a ton of marketing training and information on the Digital Marketing School at Serial Entrepreneur Academy. But to say that we could cover everything would require me to shoot probably 1,000 hours worth of content to really get every single step that you're going to need. Some of it you have to be able to figure out yourself. Entrepreneurship is not about someone handing you a template. And I'm not trying to come off on you, Renee, so I hope you don't take this personally or feel like I'm coming at you. I'm totally not. I just get fired up sometimes. But you can't just expect things to be templated, all right? You guys have to understand that you're going to have to figure some shit out. And if you're not willing to do that, entrepreneurship isn't for you. Starting a business isn't for you because there is no templated way to see success. I can guide you. I show you experiences. I can teach you the marketing side of things. But even there, even though I'm teaching you that, there are 100 different ways to do the same one thing, all right? And there's multiple great ways to do it and a lot of really bad ways to do it, all right? And that's the thing. Most people take the time and they learn the really bad ways to do it. So then they fail and then they, so yes, there will be a ton of social media marketing agency owners out there because there are a ton of people trying to do it because of people like me, Ty Lopez, and other agency trainers out there. But again, the biggest issue is most people won't commit to buying more than one course. They'll buy one course and have a bad experience and say, oh, this didn't work. No, you didn't train yourself enough. It's your fault, not the course educator, if you get the right kind of course. Like, there are some courses out there, yes, you don't want to buy those, you need to stay away from them. But if you can look at the reviews and they have social proof, they have people telling you that they're seeing results, and you still go in there and take their course and that's it, but you don't see success, don't blame that person. That's your fault. What you didn't see is all those other people who were seeing success. That's probably not the first course that they've taken. It's probably not the second or even the third type of training that they've taken to become a business owner, a salesperson, and a marketer. It's not just a one-thing job. So guys, you got to understand that it takes a commitment of like no other kind, because you're not just going to invest $500 and start making $20,000 per month. What was funny, this kid actually reached out to me. They were asking about my digital marketing school, or not digital marketing school. They asked a specific question, and I asked them if they had taken any training courses or anything like that. And he said, ha ha ha, no, I'm not taking any more training. I make $12K per month. And it's those kind of people that he's probably going to cap out at $15,000 per month. Because if you have that attitude about business, about entrepreneurship, about education, then you shouldn't expect yourself to continue growing, which means you're going to eventually get behind and you'll fail. All right? Do not have that arrogant attitude that you are better than, that you're too good. And I'm not even talking about buying my course. It's in education in general. For every person, myself included, is continuous. It needs to continue happening. And if you think you're good enough or better than everybody else that you don't need to continue educating yourself, then by all means do what you want to do. You are omnipotent. You are God. All right? And I should be listening to you. Otherwise, why are you coming to me asking me questions? Just saying. Let me see. So we are at 52 minutes. We're at 52 minutes. And I'm getting hot. So we're going to wrap it up here. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you guys' question. Build a testimonial section of SMMA on Serial Entrepreneur. Jesse, that's definitely happening here soon. We're working on, there's a lot of other things on our radar right now. If you go to our website, you can see tons of our testimonials. But yes, that is coming very, very soon. I do agree with you there. All right. Let's go ahead and get the question. If you guys are ready for the question to win the mentorship program, I need you to do two things. Number one, write a comment saying, yes, you're ready. Number two, hit that thumbs up button so that way you can enter to win. If you don't do either of those two things, you don't qualify to win. And I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm not going to give it to you. And if I find out that you didn't, I'm going to take it away or I'm going to cancel it in your face. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that mean. I will cancel it, but I'm not that mean. All right, you guys, let's get this thing going so I can get out of here and get to bed sometime soon tonight. Ooh! I got a question that ain't even related to marketing. And I just sounded really country, but sometimes my country comes out. I am from the South, however. All right, but question for today is, what city did I continuously say that I was born in? That's the question. I said it several times in the very beginning of this video. What city did I say I was born in? And a lot of you are going to say the first answer I'm thinking of, and it's not that answer. Not born in Atlanta. Florida's a state, not a city. Georgia's a state, not a city. I'm not born in Atlanta. Oh boy. Oh boy. Those of you who think Louisiana and Georgia are cities, we got to go over some geography lessons sometime soon. I said, what city? And I was raised in Atlanta. Ooh, there we go. Steve got it. Steve Graul. Cocoa Beach, Florida is where I was basically born. I was born in a much smaller city than that, but nobody's ever heard of that, so I always say Cocoa. It's right next to Cocoa. But anyways, yes, I'm from Cocoa Beach, Florida. Steve Graul, thank you for participating, and thank you all who participated, and even though you didn't get it right, and some of you named states when I said cities, that's okay. Thank you guys for playing. I really do appreciate it. But yes, it is Cocoa Beach, Florida. If you guys have ever heard of the Ron John Surf Shop, that's a really popular tourist stop when people go down there. Ron John Surf Shop, really cool. If you ever do get to go to Cocoa, check that out. So Steve, make sure you shoot me a message on my business Facebook page. If you need the link, it's right below this video. It's on Facebook. It's just facebook.com/serialentrepreneur. Make sure to send me a message there so that way we can get your code over. Everybody, thank you so much for joining this video. And again, the personal branding course price is going up very soon. It's going to go up to $5.99 instead of only $2.99. So it's up to you. Wait and see all these people see success by building a personal brand like I've been able to do with my channel, or get in now for $2.99 or for the rest of this month for $2.99 and not have to pay that extra almost $300. So up to you guys what you want to do, but I'm gonna get out of here, and I will talk to you guys next week. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye guys.